Today's video is going to shock you. Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance on hearing some things that I have to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know, y'all are my babies. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day, an amazing week, an amazing life. So we are back at it again with another video from Seth. You guys, first of all, if you have not seen the first video from Seth, make sure to watch it first. It will be linked down in the description box. And then when you get through watching it, go scroll through the comments if you want a good laugh. Can't take y'all nowhere. Y'all have me laughing the whole entire day. Like, I just love you guys. And I know that it was in all good fun. You know, everybody was respectful, but y'all are a trip. I literally felt like I was, you know, on a girls' night with my girls. And you know how you can kind of talk when you're with your girls and you're like, ooh, ooh, ooh. That's exactly what it was like. And y'all, I just love you guys. So yes, let's get by the elephant in the room. Seth is a very good looking guy, but his heart is way more beautiful than what his appearance is. And I cannot wait for you guys to get to know him a little bit more. Today's video is absolutely going to shock you when you see this. Today, Seth will be telling you guys exactly why he went to prison and the things that happened leading up to that. Please make sure to watch the whole entire video. Sit down, pay attention, because it's gonna get real. So to keep from rambling on too long, we're just gonna go ahead and get into this, but make sure you stay to the end so we can talk about a few things afterwards. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, Seth Anthony here. Just gonna give you guys a story on how I went to prison. Sorry, I'm like sweaty and everything. It's hot. It's Florida, and they're in there doing who knows what, and it's really loud. So, all right, the story I went to prison. And before I start, if I do a lot of it's just because this story is really personal, and it's just really personal, and I never told it publicly before. So this is how I went to prison. 21 years old, just had a baby, a little girl, and you know, if you're young and you had a kid, you know it's scary and costs a lot of money. So my buddy was doing some dirt. He was in the street, and he got me involved with doing this dirt. So I'm selling things, I'm doing whatnot, you know. So time goes on, it starts slow, and then it starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Real money's coming. And my dad, let me back up. My dad, so my mom and dad split up when I was like 2 years old or something like that. My mom dropped me off to my father when I was 15 years old because she found a little bag of weed in my room. So she drops me off and she says, I can't handle him. He needs a man. So me and my dad got really tight when I was like 15. I didn't really know him that good. So from 15 to 21, we got pretty cool. I got incarcerated. I went to a boot camp. He was there for me. When I got out, I stayed at his house, all that. So now, you know, I'm out on my own and I have a daughter and I have all this nice stuff. You know, I'm always dressed nice, and he's not stupid. So he's like, what are you doing, man? Like, you know, like, you have a gift. If you have a natural hustle, you could sell anything. You don't have to, you know what I mean? And I was stupid, and I was probably the best advice I could have got, being that young, but I was just stupid, and I was stupid. So time goes on, I'm doing all this, and my dad had a company, painting company. You know, his mother, my grandmother, she has money, which doesn't talk to me after going to prison, by the way. But still love you, Grandma, if you ever watch this. He noticed what was going on, so he calls me over. I come on my new street bike. He's like, that's pretty nice, man. Where'd you get that? I'm like, you know, Pop. So my dad, he asked me for like $3,000. And I had it on me, you know. So me being stupid, I'm like, what do you need $3,000 for? What? Why are you asking me for money? He's like, that money's going to your head. You're gonna go to prison. You're an idiot. He's slapping me up and everything. So I get into this heated argument with him, cuss him out, tell him, hey, you want to be a father now? I was 15 years old when you started to be a father. No, you want to be a father now, man? How about this, man? Forget you, man. I get on my bike. He's blowing me up. I'm like, you know what? Forget this, man. I call my my girl at the time, my cousin, his girl. and we all go to a hotel, and I get drugs and alcohol, and I turn my phone off, and we party all night. And so the next morning, I wake up, my cousin and his girl leave. I go to the gas station to put gas in the car. I turn my phone on, and it's blown up what I already knew because of what I was doing. But there's a message on there from my ex's mom that was kind of close with the living situation with my father and everything when I was dating her. And she's like, Seth, you need to call me right now. It's important. So I'm like, I call. I'm like, the first thing I say is, like, I'm going to jail. I got a warrant. No. So my mom was really sick. So I was like, it's my mom. Is she okay? They're like, it's your dad. And I was like, what about him? She's like, he died. He had a heart attack about 4 hours ago. I'm like, to be honest with you, I don't know why I did it. But I just started running. I don't know why I started running like that, but I just started running, man. And I just ran. And so I could have run no more, and I fell over and I had a cramp, and I'm all hungover. I haven't slept. So I'm freaking out. I said, take me to my cousin's house, man. So we go to my cousin's house. He's crying. He already knows. I'm like, dude, take me to my dad. Take me to my pop's house right now, man. So he's like, all right. I get in the car. I'm like, go to the liquor store first. I go in the liquor store. He's like, Seth. I'm like, man, don't talk to me right now, man. I get a whole bottle of liquor, and I just drink the whole thing in the 20-minute ride there. So I don't know why I did this either, but right when I got there, there's still like ambulance and cops and people there and everything. And I just go right into his house, and I go into his room. He died in his bed, and I slam the door and I lock it, and I just sit there, and I just cried, man. You know what I mean? I just like, it was a horrible feeling. So I just started, for some reason, I just started grabbing things like his boots, his motorcycle jacket, his picture with his big fish because he was a sword fisherman, um, and then just try to walk out the room, and I left with the stuff. And then the neighbors I got into the argument with the neighbor. The cops like, just get him out of here. Um, and I did so many drugs that day, man, that I was trying to kill myself, man. I was just putting as much stuff in, and I didn't die. 2 weeks later, when he got cremated and they spread his ashes into the ocean because he was a fisherman, everybody was calling me, blowing me up, um, and I tried to overdose. I was just in a really, really bad place at that point in my life, and I just felt like I killed my father. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I wouldn't have cussed him out, and if I wouldn't have done that to him, he wouldn't have been all hyped up and had a heart attack. That's what I felt like. I'm good with it now, but it took me going through all that to realize that I didn't kill him, you know? So time goes on. I'm just out of control now. Now I'm just reckless with it. And, my partner got in trouble. He got caught riding with some stuff, and it was the main guy I was giving him a lot of stuff to, and he brought his roommate with me, and he wore a wire, and they set me up with a cop. It wasn't his roommate. So I got a cell charge there, and then I didn't know they didn't arrest me on the spot. So now I'm gone. I'm thinking everything's good. I cell to him a couple more times, so now I got 3 cell charges. And then the last time was just really weird. So I went to his house. I'm like, bro, is that dude a cop, man? I was like, please tell me that I'm crazy right now. That dude's not a cop. I said, dude, and he's like, Seth, I would never. I was like, man, if that's a cop, you. And then he just got ghost. He left. I never seen him. So I verified it that it was true. I called the bondsman. They're like, you need to lay low or turn yourself in. I'm like, oh my God. New daughter. All this is going down. My father just died. So, I'm on the run now for a while, and I'm just like hotel hopping in people's names and staying at people's houses, and still out of my mind, still trying to make money and do this dirt, man. I just, that's one thing that I look back on and I don't understand what I was thinking. But in the midst of all that happening, I just got involved with the same people that got me involved, and I got involved in a robbery. And if you read the police report, it's ridiculous. It's not what happened. Of course, they always make you look like the worst person in the world, and you're not getting no gold medals. But it's not what happened. But some things did happen, and now I got that warrant with 2 co-defendants, and so now on top of 3 cell charges, I'm facing a robbery, which is a PB out armed robbery at that. So now I'm facing life, you know what I mean? So now I'm really going crazy, and I didn't get to see my daughter that much. I seen her, and then I was just like, I'm turning myself in, man. I'm just gonna just turn myself in. I ended up going to the club where my buddy worked at to say bye to everybody because I knew I wasn't getting out. You know what I mean? So I did that. I posted up on the DJ thing, the booth behind him, just sitting real low and hanging out, having me one last drink, and I was gonna go home and turn myself in the morning. Well, cops bust in the front door of the club with flashlights. I don't know if it was for me or not, but I got a warrant. I'm running. So I jump over the stage. I go at the back. I run. Now I'm hiding. I'm thinking a million things at once. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Then I'm like, you know what? Nah. They're all coming out the club. I just run. I'm just running as fast as I can. So I get to a street. I take a left on the street. I just run as fast as I can down there. And I'm running. I hide behind a shed, behind a house, and I light up a cigarette. And I call my daughter's mom, and I told her I'm going to jail. Answer the phone call when I get to jail. And then I hung up, smoked my last cigarette, and then I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm going to jail. They gotta get me, man. So I went to go into this house that was for sale. You know what I mean? It was empty. I was gonna hide in it because there's police all in the street with dogs and everything. So I'm like, I'll hide in this house. Now I stop. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna catch a charge for hiding in this house. So I'm like, what can I do? There's like these thick woods behind the house I can't get through, with vines and all this crazy stuff. So I climb the roof. I'm on top of the roof and I'm looking. I'm like, what am I gonna do, man? So I look over and there's a fence, and like here's the house, 2 houses and a fence. Behind this house, it's a big open field. I can get away. So if I run and jump off the roof over the fence, I can get away. Like I'm James Bond or some crazy stuff. So I run, I jump, my foot clips the fence, I tumble, face plant to the ground. Cops run up on me with the dogs. I'm like, hey, they arrest me. So they're sitting there like, well, son, you're going to prison for a long time. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man, whatever. So I go to prison. I sit in county jail for like 18 months before I even get all this. I end up getting 7 years and 7 in, 2 out. So I go and I'm in prison. I get out after all that time and I'm doing good. I had one bad night. I was out 1 year. 1 year, didn't do nothing. I got into a fight with a bouncer and they sent me back to prison for violating my probation for another year. And when I was in there, man, especially after being there for so long and then coming back and seeing the same people and they're like, and guards remember you, like, hey, you know, it's just really, really messes with your mind, let me tell you what. But when I was in there, especially that last time, that's why I started doing music, because I you know, I'm a good person and not everybody goes to prison is bad. And I tell the story, not that story, this is the first time I ever shared this really, but me going to prison, I share it because there's so many good people that go to prison and I'm one of them. I am genuinely a good man. I get my shirt off my back for somebody. But they ask me, Seth, what did you learn out of all that? I've been asked that question a million times. And I had to really sit there because you learn a lot. You learn a lot. But the one thing that if I had to really think about what I learned is every choice you make, and this is not just going to jail or this is just life. Every choice you make, man, has a reaction. It's either positive or negative. So now that's the biggest thing I learned. So now anything, my music, my relationship, business, anything, I think of my choice I'm going to make, and then I weigh the positive with the negative, and that's how I live my life now. And I just try to do all positive stuff. That's why I love this girl's channel, because, you know, she yelled at me, I can't even curse, and I did pretty good. I didn't curse this time. Sorry, I swear a lot. But she's just really positive, and I love that, man. And she's trying to help other people, and that's what it's about, man. And so that's what I learned going to prison, and I just want to tell you guys that don't ever let anybody tell you can't do something. Because when I got out of prison, I was homeless. All right, I was homeless, sleeping on someone's couch, eating ramen noodles, eating prison food, still on the street, man. Not, you're in there that long, you don't know what to. They just throw you out, and you know what I mean, and then tack on probation or bill or money. How are you supposed to figure this out? It's so easy. They almost want you. They put you in a spot to do what you were doing to make money or whatever. So I'm really like against that system. So that's why I speak on it. And how I started it is, don't ever let nobody tell you can't do something. Because when I got out and I was like, man, I'm gonna do this music thing, and everybody laughed at me and they said, oh, everybody's trying to do this or that. Good luck, good luck. And you know what I did? I just didn't fuel the negative, and I fueled my positive, man. And I believe in that all thoughts have power. And if you just think positive, positive things happen, man. So that's my story. That's how I went to prison. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And big shout out to Christina and Randall again, man. You're awesome, and I love your channel. Even though it's mainly girls on there, I'm still watching, girl. Later.
You guys, that is a crazy story. Literally what happened between him and his dad is every child's worst nightmare, right? Like, we've all said things or done things and wished that we could take it back, and you never know what can happen to people. So this is like a huge lesson, and it was a lot for him to share this with us. So I have so much love and respect for Seth. Seth is about to get very serious about his YouTube channel. So I really hope that you guys will go over and check it out. Subscribe to him. Be patient with him. He's not a YouTuber, but he's definitely going to try. Let him know what you want to see from him. You can talk to him on Instagram or YouTube. All of his links, as always, will be linked down in the description box as well. Seth has a story to tell, a very important story, and I believe in my heart that he can really help a lot of people, especially our youth. And he's getting ready to do just that, and I am so proud of him. All right, guys, so let me know what you guys think about this story in the comment section down below. Has anything like that ever happened to you or somebody that you know? Or just what do you think in general? Like I said earlier, his heart is so much more even beautiful than he is as a person. And you never know what somebody has gone through. So that was heavy. All right, my loves, as always, please don't forget to like this video. It's a free way that you can help your girl out. And until next time, I love you guys so very much. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are